Hey guys, Derek here. I want to try something new. It's about just, I guess, a revelation that I had recently, and then I'll just like have us discuss it and whether it's something we all agree with or not. Something that maybe we've never heard before. So the revelation I would say is as a question in a question form. Do you think that love is something that we feel or do? Okay, so let me give an example. Last night I was at this music bar. There's this guy. I walked up to see the music, and there was no seat, so I stood in front of this older gentleman from some other country. He looked up at me when I looked at him, and he had this look of expectation in his eyes. I didn't know what he wanted, but it was as if he expected me as okay. So I don't know what he expected me to do, and I was thinking, is he judging me? You know, that was my first kind of instinctive thought, which is not a great thought. That's assuming the worst in people, right? And then I was like, something taught me that it's okay to just stand in front of someone, and it's just the way it is in the bar. And that's just how it goes, you know? You just stand where you can, and if it's in front of someone shorter than you and they can't see past you, it's just the way it goes. Um, and then this part of me that is the loving part of me thought, okay, so I could actually get behind him because he's shorter than me and he's also like older than me. He's in my elder or whatever, and I could be like, oh, you first, you were here first, and go ahead. And there's also a chair, and I wanted to encourage him to have a seat in the chair, like, hey, you can sit here. And I did that, right? But I did it out of a feeling of love, because if I had grown up in a culture that taught me to respect my elders and that I have to respect my elders and I'm expected to respect my elders, and if I don't, then this action that I don't take is going to have consequences for how people see me. So I could have done that in a way that was based on this culture that taught me about respect, or I could have done that out of just loving someone and being like, wow, I don't want my brother here to like not be able to see. And it's kind of like the golden rule and stuff. Like, how would I want him to treat me? And I was just like, I did that, and it was out of love, right? And then it just made me start wondering about how culture teaches us and how love teaches us, and how a lot of different cultures have, especially in some Asian countries, like the more developed Asian countries, a lot of them have, like, okay, Japan, for example, they have like this culture that sounds great on paper about respect and love and all that stuff, but the action that we do, if we do it because we're afraid of our reputation, we do it for selfish reasons and not out of love, it misses the whole point. Like, I could totally respect someone and show respect, all about show, right, to someone, and on paper it seems great, like, wow, how honorable my character is and stuff. And I see that a lot in developed Asian countries, where they keep the culture, the good culture things, but they lose the love from it, and it becomes just a show. And people that are not showing all of these loving things are being judged. And even the act of judging is, of course, it is very much a hateful self-judgment too. You know, it's not an act of love. So that's what I think. Love has to be felt. So what do you guys think? Um, Let me think of a Bible verse that I could put in here. I mean, love your neighbor as yourself. If you're just not feeling it, you're not feeling the love, but you're doing it, then what are we doing it for? Like, God wants us. I think what's amazing about the gospel is people get it wrong, where they're like, God wants me to love, and so I'm going to love. I'm just going to love because God told me to. And if you do it in that way, you're like gritting your teeth, and you're like, I'm going to show a loving action because God told me to. Well, the whole idea of doing things because God told you to is like, you think that you're going to get something from God by obeying, uh, and that's like a horrible religious thing that Satan created. But if you see what the original thing is, it's like love God with all your heart and all your soul and all your mind. It's a feeling, it's a great feeling. Love heals, love makes you feel good. When you love God and you see He gave you a command and you're like, wow, it's my privilege to follow this command. I'm so happy. And you follow the command because you love God. You follow the command to love your brother as yourself because you know how much he loves you, and you're inspired automatically. You see him through the lens of love. You see him as God sees him because you see yourself as God sees you. And this action out of this feeling of love, this healing feeling that makes us feel good of love, is the way. And that's what a lot of people get tripped up on, I think. It's they turn this whole thing into a have to in order to get blah blah blah, and that becomes idolatry. As opposed to the original thing, which is wow. The original is so much deeper and greater than we've ever been taught, I believe. So what do you guys think? Back to the question, is love always motivated by I want to say a choice and a feeling. A feeling that let's say a choice that leads to a feeling. But I think it's motivated by a feeling of the heart, a heart feeling. Am I wrong? What do you guys think? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. I enjoy this kind of format, I think. So, God bless. Bye.